I mean, the more that you show that you like them, and this is the thing, is like a lot of people are, we all started this for one reason. We all started for money, right? Everybody wanted the money, but you got to understand, if you only have the vision of just money, you're not going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to have, like, and this is like over the past 2 weeks, I've been noticing this isn't just about the money. This is literally about, as I started looking at myself, this is about helping people. Like, legit. If you're not in this to help people, yeah, the money's great, when it gets there, but if you're not here to help other people, you're not in this for the right thing.
You're not portraying that if you're not there to help people.
Exactly.
People will read that and smell it a mile away.
So I've been talking to a bunch of people who are doing well, very well. And what I've been finding, the things I've been hearing from them is that they all seem to be giving people the choice. Hey, do you want to watch a webinar or do you want to get on a phone call?
There you go.
Decide.
So
and that seems to be working really well for people because then they're hitting it from both ends.
And this actually is where I really wanted the conversation to go, because I have executed something today that is working very well. I threw up about 7 ads today, and I'm split testing some stuff. Not just ads. I split test everything. I split test webinars. I split test ManyChat, everything. And I'm getting a lot of really good reactions from it and a lot of good responses. So I want to show it to you guys. But Todd also mentioned in chat, like I hear Todd all the time in our team chat saying how he's getting on calls with people and how he's executing some sales skills, and he's also using the webinar, and he's getting great responses from everybody. So I really love that we're all very unanimous on the fact that, it's okay to use automation. GAS is good and our webinar is amazing, but we also have to have some skills in the background to help us support our conversations with people. And I love the fact that we're all kind of unanimous about giving people the choice, because like Matt said, when people get these automated messages, if the automated messages are not tailored properly, then people are going to know this is an automated bot. The person is trying to cover it up. I smell it from a mile away. I don't want to deal with their shit. And they're going to freaking walk away, or they're not going to respond to you, or they're going to mess with you or be rude. I think that having an effective ManyChat growth tool set up, like your follow-up response, tied to a very short sequence that gives people the option to either do the webinar or schedule a call or do a Zoom call. I think having a little mini sequence there in the beginning to help us organize our leads and help us plan out our days and everything else better, help us manage our time better, and also get these people the information that they want immediately. So if somebody comments on an ad and they want a webinar right now, you're giving them the ability to get that webinar right then and there without having to wait, but you're also giving them the option to kind of filter off to the side in another section where they want to do a call. I'm going to share my screen in just a second. I'm just going to log into my ManyChat, so just bear with me for 1 minute.
Hey, Katie, I don't know what you have planned here because we hadn't discussed this yet, but I know I personally wanted to try out, like, I really loved the idea of the voice message, like the one that Aaron Fraser did. I thought that was genius because the thing is that's so much more personable, and you can still automate that and have it ahead of time. And I don't know about you guys, but when someone sends me a message, I'm like 100 times more likely to actually open it if it's a voice note as opposed
You want to hear it.
I want to hear what they're saying. I'm like, oh wait, someone's taking the time to actually send me a voice message? Oh, I better listen to this shit. So I really think that was a cool idea, and I definitely want to try that out.
Yeah, it's actually part of what I have to show you. Give me 1 second. My son is
No problem.
Hold on.
So I got a question for everybody. How many people have their cell phone number on their business page? Show of hands.
I think I still do. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if we had it in the new one.
Because obviously that right there is helping give the option if somebody does want to reach out and just text you and see if you're real. It's there. So again, you're still rounding out that possibility to talk to these people and giving them the option like we're talking about, right?
And that can actually be a piece of leverage that you can use. You can say, hey, go to my business page. My phone number is right there if you want to give me a call and we can have
I've heard people say that in their ads before, actually. Be like, hey, or if you want to call me, my number is like right here on my page. Like, go ahead.
Have you guys had any like crazy stuff come from that? Like, I've been hesitant about putting my number on there because I've had some whack jobs here and there.
No one's ever utilized it, but
If you do it in ManyChat, you can actually create an action button that when they click call now, it'll just go to the phone and it'll ring to you, but it's not.
That's what we were doing for a while. Kevin had that set up a long time ago, back when we were doing the whole lead pages.
Oh, okay. Oh, God, that was.
Yeah, let's not go there. But
back then.
Bad memory.
What's in the past is in the past.
Yeah, I remember he had something set up where remember because we were using Calendly for a while to set up calls, and he had it on his ManyChat, I think, where you could like, or it wasn't ManyChat, it was, we weren't even doing ManyChat, but I don't know, he had it set up sometime.
All right, I'm so excited to show you guys this.
Okay.
Itching. Okay, so.
Can't see your screen yet.
I know, I'm sharing it now.
Okay, good.
It's Phil's computer, remember? I didn't want to share anything. I was like, I got to log in first before I do anything.
That is a very good point. Double check that.
Very good call.
Right?
Some winners.
Okay. So, first things first. I figured out how to link a follow-up message / flow sequence to a growth tool. I don't know if anyone else knows how to do this.
Stop for a minute. You should be recording this part of the meeting, so you don't have to repeat this 500 times to everybody.
Hold on, wait.
It's recording.
It's not recording right now.
It's recording.
It is recording.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it wasn't before. Okay.
Yeah, no, I did it. I realized halfway through, and I started it. So yes, we are recording. So I don't know if anyone else knows how to do this. They may already. I know Phil, since he's been diving into ManyChat, this is one thing that he has not been able to figure out. And I know when Kurt and him were on, you guys came to the point where it was like you had to get somebody to say a specific word, make a keyword, and then it would tie to a sequence. Well, you don't have to do that. So what I've done is I've made a auto response, a growth tool. Very informal. Hey, what's up? Thanks for reaching out. First, I want to let you know that this first bit here is automated. So I mirrored off a couple people. I kind of took a couple of strategies and I moshed it together as far as like my wording goes and the audio. So a lot of this is what I got from Aaron Fraser. So it's just a quick intro. And I just said, I use this awesome bot to help me get you the information you're looking for without making you wait. I said plain out, like, don't sit in front of my laptop all day long. And I said it plain and simple, put a little emoji there, tried to make it friendly. And then I asked for permission. Is it okay if she, my bot, sends you some information until I get back on my laptop later today? So far, everybody who has commented on my ad that's gotten this has said yes. I haven't gotten any no's. Regardless, if a person says no, they're still going to get my follow-up message. But anyways, after you do this step, you go next, and now look at this. We've always kept it on don't send the opt-in message because the default message that sends when you click here is that, oh, thanks for subscribing, bullcrap. You can edit it. So when you change the option to send to everyone who replies, this is an automatic follow-up response that will go out to everybody. No matter what they say, what they send you, whether it's an emoji, a middle finger emoji, whatever it is, they're going to get your message. So in here, I just click edit, and then I'm able to write out my message. So I've actually gone ahead and I did a quick audio message. It's about 2 minutes and 25 seconds long. I just did a voice recording on my phone. And then I did a drop pin on my computer. So if you don't have a Mac, just email it to yourself or something and save it as an MP3 to your computer, and then you can upload it. I was actually really surprised. I want to say 2 minutes and 24 seconds, and it uploaded without any problem. I don't know what the max size is for audios, but it was very easy for me to get it on here. But my audio is basically just like, hey, what's up? It's Caitlin. Like I said before, I'm not on my laptop all day long. And I kind of threw in too, like, with the success that I've had online, I've been able to free up my life a lot more. So I'm out traveling, I'm spending time with my family and whatnot. So, just be conscious of the fact that I don't sit in front of my computer all day. And I made it very plain and simple for people so that they would understand that. And then in my audio, I said, right below this, you're going to get a body of text from my bot. She's helping me out some more, get you guys the information you want. And you have two options. You've got two buttons to choose from. You can either click on Show Me Now, which is going to take you directly to some of my colleagues on a webinar that are going to explain everything from A to Z for you. So if you don't want to wait for me to get back to my computer, this is your option to go and learn the information now. If you would rather not watch the webinar and you would want to talk to me directly or schedule a phone call, go ahead and click on Chat More Now. So I'm giving them the option here. And when they click on these, let me see if I can pull up trying to see if I can edit it. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. So when they click on Show Me Now, fun little thing. I never liked waiting for information either. And then here I've got an explanation. So there's a link below this text that will take you straight to our webinar. Like I mentioned before, it's going to ask you for your name and email. This is just to gain access to the webinar. Once the webinar starts, you're going to meet some of my colleagues. These guys are top earners in our industry and are going to break everything down for you. And then I let them know after I get back to my laptop, I'm going to send them a message for a follow-up so that I can chat with them about their opinion. In here, they go right to the webinar. And then let's see if I can go back. And then the second option is just basically like, think of it like a voicemail. As soon as I get back to my laptop, I'm going to reach back out to you. But until then, can you just share some information about what's inspired you to comment on my post? That way, when I come back to my computer and I have time to message them back, I've got a starting point. I'm not just jumping back in here and saying, hey, what's up? Here's my name. Like, because I've already pretty much done my introduction. I want to start getting into conversation with them. And so far, I'm about 50-50. I've had some people comment on my chat now where they're waiting for a response from me. And I've had some people click on my webinar and actually go to the webinar and watch it. So this is a great way for you guys to come in here and give them that option where you can channel some of the people who want to be automated, but also channel the other people who really want to talk more. And it's going to help you with carrying that conversation out because, if you're trying to be salesy with somebody who wants a webinar, then that lead might potentially be a dead end if you approach them the wrong way. Like, because you've got that first initial time frame where you can build that rapport and approach them the right way where they feel comfortable before they get scared and completely run away. So by having this here, you can kind of organize your leads. Here are my people who want automation, and here are my people who want me in my conversation. So it's a great way to do it. And it's very, very simple to do it. You don't have to set up a separate sequence. You don't have to get into anything crazy. You literally just come into your growth tool. And when you get to this section here, you click on this second option. You're going to come in your opt-in message. You're going to click edit. You're going to customize your message here. And then literally after you finish this step, it takes you to the next step. It was the easiest thing to follow. Does anyone have any questions about it?
Not a question.
Fuck yeah, Katie.
Can I just add something in really
yeah,
quickly?
Go for it.
Research this a little bit before I can confirm it, actually. So a cool thing that I noticed about ManyChat is you can actually add tags. Yeah. Like when somebody clicks a button, you can add a tag onto that person so that when you do a broadcast, you can broadcast it out to specific tags. Right?
Ooh.
So say if somebody opted for a phone call, you could tag them as phone call, right? And when you do a broadcast, you could actually do a message simply, hey, you wanted to get on a phone call with me at one point. I haven't heard from you. So you could actually specifically talk to these people on the phone call side or the webinar side or whatever you wanted that tag to be, whichever way you were testing it.
Do you know how to do that?
So if we go, I'm on your, I need control.
Okay. Actually, but before I let you show that,
no,
I want to show you something really quick.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm still going to request that though.
Okay. Now, right now, I'm playing around with the Danielle and Corey webinar, and I'm also using Gaz webinar. I'm playing with the two of them. Now, I want to show you something really cool, because if you choose to come in here and you choose to set this up, pretend this isn't here. Like, I'm going to add a button to the Show Me Now. Like, I want to make a button that is going to take people to my webinar. Let's see here. I want to make sure I do this the right way. So if we do action, no.
Yeah, did you see that?
I'll go into it.
Is it open website? Oh, is it in the actions?
Popped up, yeah.
Add tag. Look at that.
But I'll show you in the broadcast what it's capable of.
All right. I'm trying to find where it is, so bear with me. I'm not used to this view.
What are you looking for?
Here, let's go to Flow Builder. Let's go here.
Oh.
So now you can see, like, see how simple this is? Okay, I'm gonna do add a button. Aha, here it is. Okay, so when you go to the Flow Builder, it shows it here. On the other one, it wasn't showing it. So when you add a button, say this is gonna be your webinar button. When you come in here, click on AD split. Now watch what happens over here. See, this is my new button down here.
Did you get that? You were watching.
This box, you can manipulate it. So you say, everybody who clicks on this button, I want you to split those leads 50-50.
So you can see what.
And then send message.
True split testing. Sweet.
One here, one here, and then you just click on these little dots here and you drag it up, bam, and then bam, and then guess what? Click here to watch this webinar, click here to watch this webinar. So now you've got automatically ManyChat funneling half of your people to one webinar and half your people to one webinar. And then when all of this stuff is live, you can come in here and look at your click-through rates and see who is actually clicking on it, and the response rates and all that stuff. And then you can check your stuff in the back office, all that stuff. So you can actually test which webinar is doing better for you within your ManyChat. You can test strategies of messages. I can come in here with this Show Me Now button. You can split test responses to see what response is doing better.
No.
No, the only way we can track it is through ManyChat.
Yeah. It's not connected to the JZ back office, so no, you can't track it.
Track which one?
The Corey webinar.
Oh yeah, no, that one I know you can't. But Gaz can.
Same thing. If we're still working on building our team one, it won't be tracked because it's not connected to the back office.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the only downfall of using something like that.
But it's okay because we can track it in ManyChat and see where we're going, right?
Yeah. I forgot my delay. So, I mean, like I came in here, I literally created this in maybe 10 minutes. It was very, very easy. And now I don't have to worry about people, triggering a specific thing here to get a sequence to start. It's all in one spot. It's all tied to the ad. Everything is already together. And it's a great way for us to split test the webinars. And it's a really great way to get a little bit of automation in here and to keep the leads organized so that when a lead comes through that wants that sales stuff, that wants the conversations, the calls and the Zoom calls, you know that they want it. And then you've got other people funneling right through to the webinar. And if they feel like halfway through the webinar, they're not into it, all they have to do is send you a message. Any thoughts from anybody?
Yeah, answer Ralph's question.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
That's
So, to answer your question, Ralph, how are you guys converting from Corey webinar? So at the end, all you do is simply in the message that when you send them the webinar, what you're going to say is there's a short survey at the end of this webinar. You do not have to fill it out. Just message me back after you're done.
You like this webinar?
If you like it and you want to get started, let me know and I'll send you the direct checkout link.
Yeah. And honestly, if people are asking, you can just say, Gaz is a huge community and there's a lot of people who have succeeded and gotten to a level in their business where they have their own huge teams and they just feel you know, a lot of people are just creating their own webinars to really put their own personalities on show. And you can give them a flat out answer. If somebody's like, oh, well, why is this and why is this one Gaz? You can just plain and simple tell them there's a lot of people in this community that chip in and help out, and some people run their own webinars.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, you don't have to use that one. If you're not comfortable,
yeah, you don't have to.
With you, then don't use it. Yeah. Because it won't work for you if you don't feel right about it. It's not going to work for you. So. Yeah,
I won't lie. There's some things in that webinar that I really like the way that I believe his name's Corey. I like the way that Corey explains like the high ticket items and all that stuff. But there's some things in that webinar that I'm not a fan of. Like I hate on that first slide how it says, you know, you can get a business started without investing thousands.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Drives me nuts. But that's why I'm testing it.
And that's why we're going to work to make this, you know, team one, so we can take best of both worlds and kind of put it together. But
I'm just about done with my slides. I had a little hiccup on my computer today, so I had to pause on my work. But as soon as I have it done, me, Julia, and Kurt are going to be brainstorming and planning. We gotta see how things play out with Kevin and Laura being away, because the time change is going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of what I was talking about with tags. Bear with me because this is the only time that I've ever really thought about doing this. So I think you come into here. So tag. So this is broadcast, obviously.
Yeah, explain where you are.
So I'll just start over.
For new people.
So if you're not familiar with ManyChat and doing broadcasting, I really suggest that you play around with this for a little bit, get comfortable with it. I think the majority of people on this Zoom should know what the hell this is, though. But anyway, so obviously new broadcast. We're just going to pretend like we already set up the post and all that fun stuff. So obviously after you set up the post, you're going to get into the settings. So subscription broadcast. So how I was talking about, you can broadcast to an individual tag, like multiple different tags. So it's the same thing. Basically consider this an action. Don't ever really go for time zone, or I wouldn't do that, but tag right here. So it's going to, whatever you have for tags, I clearly no tags made up because we just figured it out. But once you make tags, that would populate with whatever tags. So phone call, webinar, or whatever you decided to call them, that would populate with that. And you just pick, okay, we're going to broadcast to phone calls, type up your message, send it off. Okay, now I'm going to do a broadcast for the webinar people. And then you just tag, make sure you obviously pick the tag for webinar, send it off.
That's really cool. And you can subscribe them to a tag when they go to that message. That's really smart. Yeah. I like that. Because that's one thing that I have not sent out broadcasts for specific reasons, because some of the ideas that I've had for broadcasts would not have been well with everybody. So that's actually a really good way to filter it out from here on out.
I've looked at it before. I've looked at ManyChat quite a bit. And so just for everybody knows how I usually figure out the answers to stuff that I can't figure out. Go into help. Frequently asked questions. I shit you not, they're your best friend. Like, I don't know how many times that little section has gotten me out of a jam. When I'm trying to figure something out, I don't think about it until I'm at that point, like Kevin says, that I want to smash my fucking computer. And I think about frequently asked questions. I'm like, shit. And that's how I figured out to get people subscribed to a sequence.
Yeah.
Frequently asked questions. It took me 5 minutes once I actually saw it. And I was like, oh, light bulb.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So very good tip for being resourceful is frequently asked questions.
Okay.
Just hear that since I was there. Anyway, I'm done with that. That's if you want to stop your screen share.
All right.
You want to talk about?
I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to go over. I really just wanted to touch on, you know, the whole thing that's been going on with the sales meetings and whatnot, and get some opinions. And I wanted to share that because I think it's a really good way for us to kind of marry the two strategies in an efficient way, so that, you know, those who still choose to use the webinar can do so. We can organize our leads a little bit more and test both things out. Does anybody have any questions, or does anyone have any, main concerns as of right now? Anything going on that they need help with? Like I said, this is open floor tonight. All right. Julia and Kurt, do you have any final thoughts or anything before we wrap it up?
No.
Okay. I'm obviously I have it recorded, so as soon as this is done loading on my side, I'll probably put this up tomorrow morning. It's late here.
Yeah. The one thing I think I'll finish this off with is whichever direction that you plan on going, whether it be strictly phone calls or it be strictly automation or it's a 50-50 mix of both, stick with it. Believe that it's going to work. Don't just test it for 2 weeks or a week. Stick with it for minimum a month. Right? Because that's when you're going to really truly start to see results.
Mm-hmm.
We might not be seeing results because, in all honesty, as a team, we've kind of bounced around a little bit. And as a team, that's okay, but you have to figure out what's going to work for you individually. And whatever that might be, stick with it and just test within that direction that you're going. I think that would be the best piece of advice that I can leave off with is find your direction. Stick with it. Because like in Think and Grow Rich, that guy quit when he was 3 feet from goal.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah.
All right.
If anybody else has anything that they want to add quickly, speak up now or till next week, hold your freaking peace.
No, I totally agree with what you just said, though. I mean, I'm a numbers guy, so if I can't track it and see what my cost per lead is, it kind of messes with me. So, like, for instance, everybody likes the Corey one. I'm one of those people that I need to see my numbers, and if I can't track it, then,
The cool thing is you're going to be able to track it.
What's that?
You're going to be able to track it. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I meant as far as seeing cost per lead, everything like that on your back end, your Facebook manager.
You can. It's just, like I said, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, right? Because you're going to be able to test it between, like with ManyChat, the A/B split.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to figure out what's going to go, right? Because even people going to that, you're going to have X amount of people registering for the GAZ webinar, right? And then you're going to have X amount of people registering. Your cost per lead is going to be a little bit different because you're going to solely base it off of the ManyChat.
Okay.
Right? You're not going to go off your pixel for cost per lead.
It's kind of like when you're running a conversion ad, but like, for a couple of days there last week, we used the Danielle and Corey webinar. You're looking at your ad numbers and you're basing its success or its conversion rates, but you in the back of your mind, you're like, all right, I know I sent 10 people to this webinar and they actually watched it, but it's not coming through on here. So you're not going to have a cost per lead number, or you might have one person registered for GAZ and that number is going to be super, super high, but you're like, okay, I'm okay with this number because in actuality, I know I got 10 people registered. So it's something that you really just need to keep in the back of your mind. Like there's so many different opinions with reading your ads manager and defining what a successful ad is. And everybody that I talk to, I tell them flat out, this is all based on what you feel is successful. It has to do with the time frame it's been out. It has to do with the amount of money that you're spending, what your budget is. If you've had an ad before that's, producing X amount of leads and you have one that's running right now that's only producing half that, if you want to keep running, let it keep running because it might spike, it might drop. But if you know that you can get something better, then shut it off. Don't be afraid to use other webinars just because you're not going to have those numbers show up back there exactly, because in the back of your mind, you're going to have a log of everything that you're doing. And you're going to know if what you're doing is working or it's not.
Ralph, short answer is that there are no emails. That's why we're using ManyChat and broadcasting. Now, you can use a service like Aweber, and actually Jang, maybe I'll put it in the group later. Jang gave me a cool link for a service that actually you can set up, and it links your ManyChat and your emails together. So it'll link Aweber and your ManyChat so that it's actually sending out both on your lead. So I don't know exactly how it all works, but if you wanted to do emailing still, it is an option, but Gaz won't be doing it for you because it's not connected to the back office. Yeah. So Corey Webinar, you're either on your own, you got to pay for Aweber or a like service, or, you know, just manually send out emails, or you just stick to ManyChat in the broadcasting.
Yeah. Ralph, just keep in the back of your mind that if we use webinars, anything other than Gaz, they're not going to get those emails. The email marketing that we have right now is Gaz.
And the conversion rate for ManyChat is actually much, much higher than for email marketing, because this was Jang's opinion on it when I asked him. He said that email marketing is still relevant. However, it is changing because not as many people actually utilize email. People are much more likely to open up their Facebook and check their Facebook messages than they are to go check their emails, right? Like people just are a lot of people are annoyed by emails these days. And I know that Gaz is actually going to be changing some stuff in the future, and they're going to be implementing some different stuff in terms of not just having email marketing. There's going to be other options on how to follow up with leads. So that's coming down later down the road.
ManyChat is definitely like your new version of what email marketing is. But in response to Ralph, your question, where do you get the email addresses from to send out the Aweber? If you decided to go down the route where you wanted to do that service where ManyChat is linked to Aweber, so it sends out both, if that is the case, what I'm assuming works is when people subscribe to your bot, that information from Facebook is going to be linked to Aweber. So the email is going to come through through Facebook.
Probably. Otherwise, you're going to manually have to get it from them. Like what we were originally trying to do with lead pages when we were building our own. Back in the day when we first started this, we were all trying to build our own funnels and our own landing pages, and it was a headache and a half. So I mean, the option is out there to do that and create your own landing page to connect to your own webinar, but I don't recommend it because that's why we have the 90% automated system, and that's why we're doing things the way we're doing. But it's an option, but it's a lot of work. So don't go into it thinking, oh yeah, it's really easy to set up a landing page and stuff. We always tell the people who come to us and they're like, can I just create my own stuff? And Kurt will like bring up on a screen, well, this is what coding looks like. Unless you understand how to do this, I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Yeah. I don't think Ralph is going to actually try to do that.
No,
Ralph is curious as to how it works.
Right here, I'm not going to do that. Your Facebook list is actually a hell of a lot more valuable than an email list today.
Hey, Ryan, you have your hand up. What did you want to say something?
I forgot what the fuck I was going to say now.
I'm sorry.
Honestly, it's been like 15 minutes. I was just fucking waiting for everybody to do what they're doing.
Julie, I'm just going to quickly show this, and then after this, you can leave if you want to. So people have an idea of what coding is. I'm going to share my screen and show you the new Gaz landing page coding, okay? Oh, I don't want to show that. That's better. I'll see my screen okay, right?
Yeah.
You could have just clicked on the website.
I could have, yes.
That would have been a lot.
I like to go apparently the more difficult way.
The long ass way.
I'm just so used to it, you know. So, is anybody familiar with coding?
Fuck no.
That's what coding is.
So this, if you want to try to duplicate this landing page, this stuff on the right is what you need to figure out. So unless you're Matt Goosen, who knows how to code, you're going to have to go to school for quite a while to figure this shit out.
The only way around this stuff is to use a service like lead pages, but that costs more money. Why do you want to put money into that when it could be going elsewhere, right?
And just to break it down a little bit. So in this one here, this is the main one, right? Obviously head/whatever. So if I click on that and then I go down to this little box, this is all what's coded to that one line, right? So it's very technical.
this is why, like, when people say, oh, I don't understand why it's taking gas so long to just fucking do it already and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, because they don't understand that there's actually a lot that goes into it. It's not just like they click a little button and it's like, poof, it all works. Like, it takes a lot of time. So it really, I guess the whole point of showing you that is so you get an appreciation for what we do have. And, you know, that we have a really good tool at our disposal. Yeah. And, you know, we can tweak things and, you know, work with, you know, do phone calls and work with ManyChat, and that's all great. But the core of, you know, where we're at, it's still GADS, and they still do a lot of stuff for us. So just be mindful of that when, you know, people are like, oh, GADS stuff doesn't work, blah, 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 blah. You know, there's more to it than you'd think.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think we're all
Anything
set.
Else? Anybody have any questions? No questions? 3, 2, 1.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.